Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. This is a special breaking news report. Shams Charania posted today an update on the Giannis situation with the Milwaukee Bucks, and it could actually impact the New York Knicks. We're going to get into it. It's pretty interesting. Of course, nothing is anything until it's something. You know, just to be straight out about it. We are going to look at possible trade scenarios, and I'm going to give you my take on this situation, on what possibly would be the best move for the New York Knicks, particularly, because this is a New York Knicks channel. It's Into the Knicks-Verse. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Turn on a notification bell so you are notified when I drop a video like this one, or go live. Hit the thumbs up button for me, share the video, and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and feelings about the New York Knicks situation here. Let's get into it. So, Shams posted today on Twitter, Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent, Alex Saradas, have started conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the two-time NBA MVP's future, and discussing whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere. Sources tell ESPN a resolution is expected in the coming weeks. That's a very interesting point right there. And this is the actual article, just at the beginning of it. It goes on to discuss more, but we'll just read the beginning here. It's basically what that tweet was. Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent are having conversations. This is already happening with the Bucks, discussing whether his best fit is staying or move elsewhere. Sources told ESPN on Wednesday, which is today. A resolution to these talks is expected in the coming weeks, sources said, which will result in shaping whether Antetokounmpo is available ahead of the February 5th trade deadline. This is huge news, but it's also some of the most unsurprising huge news there is. Giannis asked for a trade over the summer, and he asked to be traded to the New York Knicks. Shams reported today, again, after we already knew this, that there was about a 10 to 15-day period sometime in August where the Knicks and Bucks negotiated a trade for Giannis coming to the Knicks. It didn't happen. And at the time, I believe that the Knicks wanted to see what their team was going to be like. And also, maybe the Bucks were asking a little too much. The price was too high as well. But those talks did happen. Giannis definitely did ask to be traded. And all this talk recently about, oh, he scrubbed the Bucks from his social media and all that stuff, it's not surprising. None of this is news. What's news is that after Giannis recommitted himself to the Bucks at the beginning of the season, preseason, he did say, though, a human is allowed to change his mind. We will see in 6 to 9 months or something like that what the situation is. Well, look, this guy is the heart of a champion. He is a champion, two-time MVP. He's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player. I mean, just unbelievable player. He came back from injury against the Knicks, and he was fine. He put up 30 points. I think he shot 12 or 15 or something insane. You know, he's just an unstoppable force on the offensive end, and he is one of the best defensive players in the NBA as well. So that is a very rare combination. It's easy to put him. He is definitely one of the bona fide top 4 players in the NBA when healthy, for sure. Now, he does get injured here and there, but the man he's a champion, and he wants to come to New York. And now the question is, can this happen? Well, Ian Begley tweeted this out. Nothing has changed on New York Knicks Giannis Antetokounmpo front. New York Knicks will be one of his desired landing spots if he and Milwaukee part ways. Logic tells you he'd need Milwaukee to work with him on trade in order to end up in New York. Could also use contract leverage to land in New York. Big hurdles to clear, in my opinion, Ian Begley says. Now, a couple of things I will say about this. We've seen stars make moves happen. Durant made it happen, and in some ways, and we've seen LeBron forcing his teams to make moves to solidify his roster, like the Lakers, for example, trading for Anthony Davis to begin with. So superstars have tremendous power. And Giannis delivered a championship to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee has done everything possible that they could in the past few years to build another contender around Giannis. You know, trading for Dame, and then when that didn't work, moving Dame and eating his contract, and then acquiring Miles Turner. But at the end of the day, that roster is not a championship roster. And Giannis knew it, which is why he put that caveat, you know, a human can change his mind. So now we're at the 20-game mark. Milwaukee just got beat by the Washington Wizards. And Giannis can see the writing on the wall. This is interesting. He said whether his future is with staying. Let me tell you something. If that was his future, staying, there wouldn't be talks. The talks are about where are we going to send me? How am I going to get to where I want to go? And he specifically stated the Knicks. He wants to go to the Knicks. So how can Leon make that happen without gutting the team and basically recreating the Milwaukee Bucks situation here in New York, which is, you know, a team with a great player that can't win it all? Now, you cannot give up too many pieces, so we're going to dive into that. But I find this interesting here because the contract leverage is real. Giannis has a contract for, here we go. I had it here. I lost it. But anyway, he's got a player option for $60+ million for not next season, but for the following season. That's a player option. So he has leverage because he can basically say, look, there are other teams that are being rumored to go after Giannis. The Spurs, the Atlanta Hawks, the Detroit Pistons. Like possibly maybe they put just a rental type offer out there for him. Kind of like the Kawhi Leonard situation with Toronto when Masai Ujiri took the chance and went for it, and it did work out. They won a championship, but Kawhi ended up leaving. He didn't stay with Toronto. So, but maybe an organization will be desperate enough to do that, like the Hawks. You know, they've never won anything. The Pistons, they definitely have championships. They've won it more recently than the Knicks. But they, will they be willing to do it? We'll see. The Spurs, they definitely have many championships. But in some ways, I think that Giannis with Victor, I don't think that's as appealing to Giannis, to be honest with you. I think Giannis is looking at the quality of the championship as well. And he has spoken very glowingly about the New York Knicks, Madison Square Garden, Jalen Brunson. He wants the shine of what a championship in New York would be like. It would be like no other. Let's just be very factual about that. It would be unbelievably unique. This hasn't happened since 1973. And to make it happen in the Mecca, in the basketball capital, this would be he would be a legend. He's already going to be one of the all-time greats, but then he would be elevated to legendary status, which is why he wants to come to New York. It's not just about winning a championship. It's about where he wins his championship and how he wins the championship. And New York has all that for him. He also knows that if he comes to New York, he has been watching. He's a very, very intelligent guy. He's been watching how Leon and company have been building this Knicks roster. They were just 2 games away from the finals last season. And he sees, you know what? I think if I even re-sign with the Knicks, Leon will find a way to continue building a contender around me and Jalen Brunson. I think he has high confidence in that. So these are all the factors, and that is the leverage. And the Bucks owe him. And then we'll get into this. The Bucks owe him to some degree. Obviously, they gotta get some value back. But the question is there really any commensurate value for a guy like this out there in the league right now? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Chris Persinian tweeted this out. He's quoting Brian Windhorst. I heard someone else mention this as well. I didn't get to hear him say this, but it's interesting. Brian Windhorst says, when the Knicks and Bucks talked about a Giannis trade, I guess this is back in the summer, New York thought their roster could win the East and compete against whoever won the West, mentioned OKC. added that he's not sure the Knicks are still on that same page about their standing in the league. Well, not sure. What does that mean? Does that mean he doesn't think the Knicks are as sure? Or Wendy is not sure that the Knicks are on that based upon what? I don't know. So we'll see. Because as far as I'm concerned, the Knicks are still the best team in the East, as far as I'm concerned. Regardless of the Boston loss last night. Look how they came back. And they're missing OG Anunoby, who is one of his... I mean, we're going to get into the OG situation. He is truly crucial to the Knicks winning a championship. So this is interesting, but it is what it is. You guys take it for whatever you want to take it for. But this guy here, Brandon Scoop B. Robinson, tweeted this out, and we're going to look at his article. It says, Giannis and the Knicks have mutual interest as Giannis and agent Alex Saratis discuss his future with the Bucks. He has a story. We're going to look at it. Contingency talk is Bucks are considering a package centered on Karl Anthony Towns, who wants his own team. That's interesting. That's the first I've heard about this. Paired with Miles Turner if they move the MVP. Well, let's get into this right now. So this is the article. Scoop B put this on his official website. Sources say Giannis Antetokounmpo wants the Knicks. Preliminary trade discussions underway. The future of Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo is rapidly becoming the NBA's single biggest storyline, and according to sources close to the situation, the two-time MVP has his sights set squarely on New York. As reported today, Antetokounmpo and his agent, Alex Saratis, I've totally messed up that guy's pronunciation like 3 different times, have initiated crucial conversations with the Bucks front office regarding the forward's future in Milwaukee. The substance of those talks, I am told, centers on the team's direction amid a turbulent season. The bombshell, however, lies in the reciprocal interest between the reigning champion and the league's premier market. Sources tell me that the Knicks and Giannis Antetokounmpo have mutual interest in uniting, a development that could send immediate seismic waves through the Eastern Conference and finally deliver a cornerstone MVP to Madison Square Garden. Now, the Bucks' contingency plan is targeting Cat and Turner. This I find interesting. This is kind of newish to me. Had not heard about this. The mounting speculation comes as the Bucks continue to struggle to find consistency this season, fueling Antetokounmpo's rumored discontent. But while Milwaukee is fighting to keep its superstar, the franchise is already exploring drastic contingency plans. Should the Bucks ultimately be forced to move Antetokounmpo, I am told that the front office is considering a strategy built around two major targets, Karl Anthony Towns and Miles Turner. Sources share with me that Towns is looking for an opportunity to be the undisputed focal point of his own team. Wow. And Milwaukee could present that opportunity in a potential blockbuster 3-team scenario. The talk indicates that if Antetokounmpo is traded, the Bucks are considering the prospect of pairing Towns, a versatile offensive weapon, with the defensive anchor already on their roster, Miles Turner, who's also a great three-point shooter for a big man. So that's a lot of space. You have two big guys who can space the floor, and one is a bona fide rim protector in Miles Turner. So the potential pairing of Towns and Turner would give Milwaukee a new, quote, high-powered frontcourt foundation, a stark shift from the current roster construct, providing floor spacing and elite rim protection as the team enters a post-Giannis era. The decision now rests on the outcome of the conversations between Antetokounmpo, Saratis, and the Bucks brass. With the February 5th deadline looming, the league is on high alert, waiting to see if the Greek Freak will officially force his way to Broadway. Whoa. Okay. So, lot there to unpack. I'd never heard this thing about Giannis, about Towns wanting an opportunity to be the undisputed focal point of his own team. He seemed to welcome, playing with Ant Edwards with Minnesota. He seems to love playing with Jalen Brunson here. So I'm not so sure about that particularly, which makes me kind of a little dubious of the sources that Scoop has been talking to. However, the mutual interest is real. We know that. And we know Leon has been monitoring the situation the entire time. Leon wants Giannis here. Leon knows that Giannis with Brunson together would be an absolute bona fide title contender. With Towns, he has a pairing that he believes can compete, but the guarantee, it just increases so much. The possibility of actually making that hope come to fruition increases so much more with a player of the defensive prowess that Giannis has. And in terms of his, offensive weaponry, he's phenomenal. And he can still, he's not a three-point shooter like Cat is, but he can hit a three-point shot here and there. But his constant pressure on the rim and the paint is, just phenomenal. It's probably the best in the league. So this combination, he's MVP caliber. There's no doubt about that. At this point, the question becomes, does Milwaukee really want Cat in exchange for him? Could they get something better? Well, I got to tell you, I don't think so. I really don't. Who are they going to get that's better? Be realistic. If you're a team that has a player that's better than Cat, why are you trading him? And also the salaries have to match. At this point, Towns is a unique player. Despite a lot of the frustration that the fans have with him, and it's happened in Minnesota and everything, the guy is a winner at the end of the day. He was instrumental in helping us get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And he was in the Western Conference Finals the year before that. He is truly a unique player. One of the best big men shooters in the history of the league, from distance especially. Self-professed. He says he is the best. His defense definitely is not anywhere near on par with Giannis, but that's why you go for a Giannis. That's why you go for this upgrade. The thing is, it's about who else goes with Towns to Milwaukee. And at this point, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this here. So this here are the top net rated players in the NBA that have played at least 8 games and average 28 minutes per game. So we're talking about starters. We're talking about starters. Aaron Gordon is having himself an insane season, and he's recently gotten hurt, and it's severely impacted the Denver Nuggets. But before he got injured, he had a net rating of 20.7, tops in the league, and the player right behind him is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a 19, the reigning MVP, reigning champion right there. Third on this list is Christian Braun, who's also injured for the Denver Nuggets, which is another reason why the Nuggets have also been struggling of late. A plus 18.2. Fourth, OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby, 16.7 net rating. He is right now, and then fifth is Chet Holmgren. So top 5 in the NBA in net rating. And the story doesn't just end there. When you look at defensive rating, he is, that's the wrong way to go. Boom, right there. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth best rated defender, right behind Draymond Green, right behind Victor Wembanyama, Aaron Gordon, Shai Gilgeous. Jaime Jaquez was having a tremendous season. He's just completely turned it around for based upon what he did last season. I've always loved him. I really wish the Knicks had been able to draft him when he was a rookie 2 years ago, but whatever. Look at this. On this list, OG Anunoby right there. Top defender. Now, you look at offensive rating. He's right there still. That's how incredible OG Anunoby is. So, if Leon really wants to make this trade for Giannis, and he pairs Cat with OG and other stuff, I don't see how any other team can top that, to be honest with you, without severely impacting their team so much that they wouldn't be able to compete. Now, you can make an argument that this could really severely impact the Knicks negatively, and the Knicks could not compete. However, the Knicks have Mikal Bridges right below him, right there. Right there. Look at Mikal. So that is the beauty of the Mikal OG combo there. Yes, we're going to lose tremendous defense, a tremendous player in OG Anunoby, but you're going to gain an MVP in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, he's older. How many years does he have playing at this level? Those are all the things you got to factor in. But if right now, if you have an opportunity to make this trade and it's going to cost you OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns, you might have to do it. You might have to do it. It might be. I personally don't think I would, me personally, but I can see how Leon could get himself to that place to do it. Because then you also have, look at Brunson right here. I mean, in terms of offensively, I mean, no, net rating. Let's look at the net rating here. In terms of the Knicks here. So OG's fourth best net rating. We go down the list here. And Brunson, ignore the number 66, because that includes every players that have played 3 minutes, you know. So that's why I scrubbed that out. He is 12th in net rating in the entire NBA. And then you go down, Giannis currently is 23rd. Now, he's also playing on a not so great a team. Here he is, 23rd right here. There he is. And then right below him, 4 slots below him is Karl Anthony Towns, a 27th best net rating player in the NBA, and Mikal Bridges right behind him at 28. So you lose 2 of those, but you still have Mikal, Brunson, to pair him with Giannis. Not sure what you do with Mitch, because Mitch with Giannis doesn't really work as far as I'm concerned. You don't get that floor spacing. You'd have to do something. You have to do something else. Maybe you flip Mitch for something. Maybe you combine Mitch with Pacome Dadier and try to get, you know, I mean, it's hard to even like venture into that right now. But that's the job that Leon will have to work out. But in this case, it shows you how this could really happen from both sides. You know, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a little bit for both sides. No one's going to get fleeced here. And if you think trading Cat and OG for Giannis is a fleecing because it doesn't come with a ton of picks, those days are gone. The days of tons of picks for superstars making crazy amount of money because the salaries have to match up, I think we see that doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen anymore. All right, let's get back to this. Billy Reinhart, interesting account to check out. He put this together. The Knicks' maximum offer for Giannis Antetokounmpo probably looks something like as follows. Does this get it done for Milwaukee? Karl Towns, Mikal Bridges, the 2026 Knicks first, the 2030 Knicks first swap rights, and the 2032 first swap rights, and 7 seconds. 2 in 2026, 2 in 27, 2 in 28, and 2 in 2032. For Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kyle Kuzma, because you're going to have to eat some salary here. It's a salary dump. And there's 2 main issues with this, is that this trade could not happen before February because of Mikal Bridges' contract situation. He signed the contract in summer, so then you have to wait until, I believe it's February 1st, I believe. So that wouldn't necessarily, that means nothing's happening in December or January, and that gives plenty of time for other teams to just bombard the Bucks with offers and offers, and maybe they wear them down. I don't know. Also, the other thing that doesn't work here is that I don't believe that the Knicks can trade the 2026 pick. I don't think they can because they traded away the 2025 pick, and you can't trade 2 of your firsts in consecutive years. So I think that's flawed here, but there is some kind of a structure here. But let's say if that was OG Anunoby instead of Bridges, you may just get away with the first swaps and the seconds, and that gets the deal done. It's very possible. Very possible. Now, this is a hypothetical trade put out by NBA Trade Report, which, when you read the comments from Phoenix Suns fans, they are appalled at this. Knicks would receive Giannis, Dillon Brooks, Grayson Allen. It's a 3-team trade. Milwaukee receives Jalen Green, OG Anunoby, Mark Williams, multiple first-round picks, multiple second-round picks, and Phoenix receives Karl Anthony Towns, Kyle Kuzma, and Pacome Dadier. I mean, Phoenix would be giving up Mark Williams, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Grayson Allen, and multiple first-round picks for Cat, Kuzma, and Dadier. That's never going to happen. That is never going to happen. 3-team trades are tough. I don't have enough insight into the needs of other teams to construct my own 3-team trade, but that is a possibility. That's the way to go. Scoop he referenced a possibility of a 3-team trade. So I can't construct one myself, but I'd love to hear you guys, your thoughts and feelings about that. I'm sure other people are going to be putting trades together, but this one doesn't work for the third team involved here from the Phoenix Suns. I think they'd be giving up way too much to get Towns. And then Kuzma, I mean, yeah, he killed us, but he hasn't been having a good season. And Dadier is completely unproven at this moment, which also would be nice for Mike Brown to have been playing Dadier during this stretch, giving him at least a decent look here and there so we can see what he's about. Maybe he catches fire, maybe he has a nice little 2-3 game, 4-game stretch or something, gains some confidence. But it hasn't happened. Has not happened. All right. Well, that's it. That is the breakdown here of Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo's situation. It's pretty fascinating. It's going to send seismic waves throughout the NBA. That is for sure. As Scoop B phrased it, it's going to be. But I'll tell you, the Knicks are in on this. They are going to try to make this happen and not overpay so that they can still have a team that competes for the championship. I feel like that Leon's got his sights set on this. And it's better for them to do it now than later because of the second apron situation. They do this in the summer, I think they're going to be even more handcuffed to be able to make this trade in terms of salaries. So bear that in mind. And if they do it now, they get 2 shots at the trophy this year and then next year. So that's a lot of value. If they wait for the summer, then they go in with Towns, which I still believe in that too. Honestly, I'm just talking about this because this is the news that's been brought out, and both teams have interest. The Knicks have interest in Giannis, and Giannis has interest in the Knicks. So I'm addressing this. As far as I'm concerned, I would stick with the team we have, but look for another type of trade to bring us a little more length and some shooting. That's what I would look for. Some defense. Those are really difficult players to find, but I've mentioned it before, a Santi Aldama, a Terry Eason, a Trey Murphy, somebody like that, put together a combination of players to bring that kind of player to this, to add that kind of player to this team with OG and McCall and Cat and Brunson. Let's see if that can happen. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for me, drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about anything Knicks, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go.